Howdy, folks. Have you ever met a person so determined to lose? Let's test it. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the Test Press. My name is Brylan May, and today, as always, we have a very, very, very special guest. They are a multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter, immensely talented musician all around. Folks, we have Nat Rezek. Woo!
Thank you.
How's it going, Nat?
It's going well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hot one today in LA, as we were discussing before. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, Hannah, actually, who is the manager of, who our viewers will remember, of Alex Ray, who was on our show a few episodes ago. Hannah is also their manager for the Gnat project, which, incredible name, Gnat. Awesome. Yeah. And I reached out to Hannah. I was like, hey, do you have any artists, that you think would like to come on? And she said, yeah, I've got someone who'd be perfect. Sent me Nat's EP, and it was truly, truly amazing.
Thank you.
Honestly, which we're going to, get into it specifically here in a bit. But first, let's get... what do you say we get into your upbringing a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
So I understand you're from Seattle. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you know Kurt Cobain by chance?
Yeah, he's my dad.
That's incredible. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Breaking news. I've actually never been to Seattle.
No?
No, yeah, I haven't. I moved out to the West Coast 4 months before COVID.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so it was legendary timing. So I basically lost a year and a half. So, I had all these plans like, I'm going to drive up to Washington and Oregon, and none of that happened. And then, I just have never got around to it. But I do seek to go there. Where specifically in Seattle are you from?
Like Seattle proper. There are a lot of neighborhoods.
Right, that's why I was.
Yeah. I'm from right by the University of Washington. Which is
wow. Okay, so Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's actually some people from Seattle that watch the show that I see on our analytics.
Hey, hey guys.
Yeah.
I wonder if you know who I am. Everybody in Seattle knows each other. It's freaky.
I have heard that it's one of those very big small town kind of vibes.
Yeah, my mom has a joke that every time we go anywhere, I'll see someone I know. Anytime we go to the grocery store or a show of any kind, farmers market, which we're big on, I see at least someone I went to summer camp with or worked with when I was 15.
See, LA is the opposite basically. It is.
You never run into people.
I've run into people I know. I think one time I randomly ran into my friend at I think it was at some restaurant in Burbank of all places.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I was just like, we were both like, this is fucking crazy because you never see people out that here.
You really don't unless it's in your neighborhood.
Right, yeah, unless it's the store down the street in your neighborhood. Yeah, if you're out and about, you'll never see anybody
once.
which is funny. I assume you're not actually Kurt Cobain's
no, I wish.
Child. But you have played, I understand, at some legendary venues. Did you play at any venues that Nirvana?
I did, yeah. I've shared a stage with him. I actually was in a program called Sharing the Stage.
Wow.
That one of the guys that worked at my art high school that I went to set up, and it was about sharing these kind of big iconic stages with up and coming young artists. And so I joined that when I was a freshman in high school, and I just played a bunch of gigs opening for local bigger names, but the whole premise of the project was that we were playing in those iconic grunge venues that really blew up in the 90s. So yeah, I got to play at there's a venue out there called the Crocodile that COVID put out. Essentially, they were able to move, but the stage that Nirvana was on is gone, and I am lucky enough to say that I got to perform on that stage.
Wow. Yeah, that's a real shame that they would let that. I mean, I feel like the government of Washington should have, because I mean,
like
that's
a historical monument or something.
Right. I mean, that's, if you're talking about like American history, I mean, that's That's about as far
real.
as music. Yeah, that's about as big as you can get, you know?
Absolutely. But I mean, I think this isn't really important, but I think like the family that owns it had some personal reason to be doing it too. Like whatever.
Yeah.
It
anyway,
matter. Yeah.
Fuck them. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm joking. No, we regardless of what happened, but it is a shame for
Yeah,
sure.
it is.
That did you like feel anything when you were up there? Like, I mean,
his
I'm not
spirit?
No, I mean, I'm not like a spiritual person, but I mean, just like emotionally, or did it kind of like, did it hit you like, oh my God, like Kurt Cobain was fucking performing on this stage?
That's a good question. I think to a certain extent, growing up in Seattle, like I was like, those names are obviously very important. Like
Sure.
They're even more important growing up in Seattle, those grunge guys. But at the same time, it's like the ones that are still with us are like my neighbors, you know? So like it's not as wild that I would be in the same place that they were, because I regularly am in the same place as them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But that being said, I also got into it so young, and it was all that I knew, that like I think I've only truly appreciated how special that was, like, posthumously.
Yeah, posthumously. Yeah. Anyway, so you grew up in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
That obviously growing up in a city with such a rich musical history, I'm sure rubbed off on you
Huge.
a lot. I understand, sort of, that's a good transition to, I understand that you are you're a classically trained jazz vocalist.
I am, yeah. I mean, as much as you can be without like going to college for it.
Yeah.
Because I did not go to college for it. But yeah, I went to a really good art high school, which I'm very lucky to have been able to do. And we had a fantastic vocal jazz program that really changed my life and the life of anybody who got to do it, which was huge. And the teacher who was in charge of that had such a vision and like had such a rich appreciation of jazz history and Seattle jazz history specifically, that he was able to impart so much knowledge and appreciation into all of the students. And then we worked really hard, like way harder than most high schoolers work on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that must have been wild, because, I went to a public school, and 90% of the kids don't give a fuck about anything.
For sure, yeah.
And it's like, that must have been, so that was sort of the opposite of your experience, it sounds like, in a way at least.
Yeah, it's interesting because like my friends, my peers, as in the people that I chose to spend time with, were all very dedicated to that, or to like some kind of craft. The school that I went to had very much a kind of a victorious vibe of like, you choose like a major kind of, but you don't have to. So there were a lot of kids.
So you could just do regular high school if you wanted to. I see.
For sure. And it was like a nice private Seattle high school, and like, I'm sure you're familiar with Seattle as a tech hub in a lot of ways. And so I went to school with these kids who, like, my brother went to public school because he didn't have like this thing that he really needed to do. The only reason I went to that high school was because I like came out of the womb being like, I want to be a singer. So I got to go to that, but like my brother didn't have a reason that he really needed to, and so he just
did regular
school.
And
the public high school is fantastic, but there are a lot of rich families that don't see public education as fantastic, even when it is. And so I went to school with a lot of like rich children. No hate, I love some of you. But a lot of rich
bunch of
children.
Rich pricks.
Yeah, I actually wrote one of the first songs I wrote was a very damning like diss track to my classmates that they all heard, and actually like it had like name references to a few kids. I was pretty ruthless with that.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so I was going to school with like Amazon kids and like Microsoft kids, and they did not have a passion. Some of them did not have a passion. They were just there out of the virtue of going to a private school.
Right.
And that was very different.
Isn't it kind of sad that that level of education is wasted on, maybe wasted's a bit of a strong word, but you know what I mean? That like, there's a lot of people from, less advantaged areas that are super talented that could have used that kind of specialized education and attention. And then, these rich kids who are just going to get some email job that their parents
for
get
real.
them. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'll give credit where credit is due in that the Seattle public school system also has a fantastic jazz program. So like jazz in Seattle is a big deal really no matter where you go to school. Specifically vocal jazz at my school was like an award-winning program, but you only get to do that if that's like something you really want to do and you're good at it.
Yeah.
And also the kids of the current CEO of Amazon did actually just go to the same public high school that my brother went to. So some of them got it. Some of them were chill like that.
So it makes sense that you're a trained vocalist. Your voice is fantastic. Do you have any jazz musicians that are huge inspirations on you?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there are a lot of really historical jazz vocalists that are super important to me that are like names anybody would cite if they're talking about jazz singers. But Ella Fitzgerald, like Etta James, Nina Simone, you know, these like really classic, like kind of defined the whole thing. Those ladies are really important to me.
Chet Baker?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that my teacher, Dr. Mark Hoover, he's retiring this year.
Oh.
I love that guy.
Rest in peace.
Well, eventually. Not yet.
Rest
in peace, the Onions, the Seattle Academy Onions. Anyways, that's what the jazz bar is called. He was really good at like zeroing in on a singer and giving them like jazz vocalists to study that like kind of could speak to the natural inclinations of their voice.
I see.
And so it did end up being kind of a gender like divided thing.
Right.
So I like I love Chet Baker, but I'm like in the way that I grew up, like I was like, yeah, it's these women that are important. It's only women because that's my register.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
But it's interesting, like, to have you be like, here, and another iconic person. And I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah. No, because I'm going to be honest, I'm not super educated on jazz.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah. I've very recently started to appreciate jazz music. And I just the reason I said Chet Baker is because I just listened to Chet Baker sings for the first time very recently, and I was like, damn, this
you were
is
like,
pretty
what
good.
He does, huh?
Yeah. He do be singing.
He really does, yeah.
Do you listen to jazz just for enjoyment much, or?
I do sometimes. There are people out there, friends of mine, that like listen to jazz a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
I think that my musical upbringing was really like my dad's taste in music, which was classic rock, verging into like a little like funkier classic rock. Like my Steely Dan is who
I was about to say. I read that Steely Dan was you listened to a lot of Steely Dan growing up.
Yeah, I actually could only, when I was learning to read, I could only read functionally with Steely Dan. I think it was Pretzel Logic going in the background. So I don't know what's wrong with me, but yeah, Steely Dan was a big deal. And then also like the Shins and the very different genre, but like the Shins and Death Cab for Cutie. Death Cab I think is like maybe one of my biggest.
Death Cab. Did you go to the? Were you here at the Hollywood when they did the Hollywood Bowl show?
No, I actually worked at the Hollywood Bowl the season after they came.
Oh no!
And I cried about that.
Damn. Yeah. It was not to rub salt in the wound, but
go ahead.
It was I went to the Give Up and Transatlanticism, the duel. It was one of the best concerts I've
awful.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but no, I love Death Cab. They're awesome.
They're
incredible. So you obviously jazz is a huge influence on you. Do you listen to Lofi? I believe her name is.
Oh.
Lovi?
I think it's crazier than that even. I think it's like LeVay or something.
Yeah, it's like she pronounced it one time and I was like, I'm never going to be able to say that.
No.
Yeah.
I actually don't. No. She did play at the Bowl when I was working there. And so I got to hear her sound check and I was like, whoa, this is legit. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Well,
and that's as much as I have to say on that.
Yeah. You're a fake jazz fan.
Yeah,
no,
probably.
I'm kidding. If you her newest song, she's got a new album coming out later this year. I would check it out. I think it's pretty cool. Especially if you like that style.
Mm-hmm.
her voice is a little. I've heard people describe it as a little much for them.
Okay.
But I think it's cool. I don't know. I really like her. And I also noticed that when I was doing some research, that your social security number is. No, I'm kidding. What if I really just?
That would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
That Christina Perri you listen to a lot.
Yeah, not anymore. But like as a kid, like it was just a wild. I think my influences as a child when my brain was like really cooking were Steely Dan, and then like all the way on the other side, Christina Perri, because that's like it was like her Jar of Hearts music video that was like blowing up on YouTube when I was in like fourth grade or something.
Throwback.
Yeah,
it's a great song though.
It's a great song. I mean, it's a great song especially for when you're in fourth grade and you're like, here's music for the first time.
Yeah.
And like I totally know Heartbreak as a 10-year-old, and I like really feel this viscerally. But yeah, I just like I loved that kind of like dramatic, like really dramatic.
It sort of teeters on the edge of melodramatic.
Yeah.
But like it's still like it walks that line very well.
Yes.
Because I know because I'd totally forgotten about Christina Perri. And then when I read that I was like, oh my God, she had a bunch of bangers.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. 1,000
remember,
Years.
Yeah, Jar of Hearts. There was another Christina Perri. What was one of the other big ones that I loved?
There was the Twilight, 1,000 Years from the Twilight series.
Yep, that was the one. I never even saw Twilight, and I
you don't have to.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I've been told. It's like there's a lot of movies you should go back and watch before you watch Twilight. No, I replayed the shit out of that song.
Yeah,
it's a great tune.
She's fantastic. I think that she empowered me to just like be as dramatic as I needed to, like get in my fourth grade feelings and be like, the world is falling apart, and it wasn't, but you know, something about you feels like it is when you're a kid.
Oh sure, you like, and that's actually an interesting point. I feel like you sort of have the beginnings of those like more advanced feelings, but you just don't really know like what it is in a way. But yeah, it's in there, it's in you, but yeah, you just don't really like have the emotional vocabulary to recognize it or deal with it.
And you don't have any like by the time I was 14, somebody could have been like, where's this existential sadness coming from? And I could have been like, my parents' divorce, perhaps, or whatever. You have like enough lifetime to
hey. Let's go. We're damaged.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We are.
My dad left when I was 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
That's all right. He's dead now.
Oh. I'm really sorry to hear that again.
Nah, he's a horrible person.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough. That's really
but anyway, sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's like that's really interesting because that happens when you're 1 and like it gets to you. It doesn't matter if you're 1 and you can't talk, like something's going to get you. And then those feelings are going to crop up in all these unnameable ways.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're like a conscious is the word I'm looking for. Being, you can be like that, oh, I think that messed with me. But when you're in that middle period, like when I started writing music, it was like I have this huge existential pain in me and I don't have any even like significant life moments to point to. I didn't know that that's something you can even do.
Right. It's like you realize, like, oh, maybe there's a reason I was like blasting Slipknot and punching the wall.
Oh, there might be. Yeah, there must be. In fact,
there must be something to that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's really interesting, and we're obviously, as I said, we're going to deep dive into some of your music a little later. But that's a thing that I think you're so good at is like, you know, you have this incredible, I'll use the term emotional vocabulary again. In your music, in your lyrics, just like, I mean, you can really like feel what you're singing about. Thank you. Truly feel it. Like there were times when I was listening to your EP, I teared up a couple times because it was just like, so like biting, you know, in a way.
That's high praise.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So you've clearly developed that. Well, I guess this is a good question. Would you say that you're very in tune with your emotions?
Yeah.
I figured listening to your music, I was like, I think they're probably pretty, but
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I this might be like way too vulnerable for Test Press Pod, but I grew up in a household that was very like we love each other, my family, but there wasn't a lot of like day-to-day communication about like feelings. And so I think that I really suffered from like that kind of boiling over cycle and like meltdowns and stuff.
Yeah, the bottle it up, release in a meltdown, repeat.
Totally. And you know, like my parents did eventually get divorced, and so there was a lot of stuff that they probably should have been talking about to each other and they weren't, and that affects a kid so silently.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think like by the time I was able to put my finger on that issue around like 14 or 15, the pendulum swung really hard, and I was like, I need to know what's going on inside me all the time and be voicing it constantly, which is actually also, it turns out, overkill and does damage your relationships.
Yeah.
But I learned that I needed to do that, and I think I got good at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you've kind of now being older, do you think you found a good balance of?
Good question.
Yeah.
I try to.
This is a psychology podcast.
It is. Here we are. And like that's what I like work on in therapy and stuff, is like trying to find that bridge. Cuz it does, like, it hurts people. You can't just say stuff that you're feeling. That's not the end all be all of communication. Is just like opening up every thought that you have. I think I'm getting there. Getting there.
Yeah. We're all a work in progress, as they say.
So true.
Houses aren't built in a day.
That's so true. I wish they were. That would solve a lot of problems.
That would solve a lot of problems, actually. Anyway, it's transitioning to a more... so we talked about what you listened to in the past and your influences. What do you listen to right now? Who are like your main go-tos?
Yeah. Right now, being like the last 4 years probably, I've been... Because I've been listening to some of your episodes, so I know that you're a big like punk emo fan. That like missed me. I don't know if I'm not quite the right age.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
That's okay. I'm 23.
Are you serious?
Jump scare.
Oh my God, you're amazingly mature for your age.
Thank you.
This is crazy.
You're shocked.
I'm legitimately shocked.
Yeah, I'm 20. I'm about to turn 24. Hey, thank you.
I'm joking. No, I mean that. No, that is legitimately shocking because you're so. I mean, your songs are just. I mean, I can't really think of any other. Oh, it's all right. That happens like 800 times an episode. Yeah. If you do it 5 times, though, we do put you in.
What if I put water right on the mic? Is that going to be helpful?
If you just poured water and just stormed out.
Put it in my mouth and then spit it right onto the mic. These are new too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We just upgraded.
Sorry, you were in the middle of telling me how mature I am.
No. Right. Yeah. No, but yeah, genuinely, that is genuinely shocking because your songs, for lack of a better word, I mean, they're so grown up emotionally, you know. And I don't, obviously, that's not meant to denigrate at all, but yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, 23. I'm about to turn 24. That helps.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. Well, how old do you think I am?
I don't know. See, this is an issue. Is that like I have a coworker who I'm pretty good friends with who I just found out is 29, and I would have said that she's the same age as me because I'm like, people who I can have a good conversation with, I just assume are the same age as me.
Yeah.
Which is so actually not true, and most of them do turn out to be 29. So I'm gonna guess that you're 29.
I'm pretty close. I'm 31. I just turned 31 last week. So.
Oh, happy birthday, Gemini!
Thank you. Hey, are you a fellow Gemini?
No, Cancer. Next month. Yeah.
Are you into that whole stuff or?
Like the version of me that lived through COVID is into all that stuff.
That's an amazing answer to that question. the version of me that was bored as shit and had nothing to do was very into that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was 19 during COVID-19, so like and it was me out of like COVID hit during my freshman year of college, and so I had made friends, luckily.
Yeah.
At that point, and I like moved out, and I was like, I'm getting through COVID with my girls, my besties. We're gonna live together, and we're gonna quarantine together, and that's gonna be my life. And like when you put a bunch of really depressed 19-year-old girls in a house, like they're gonna find horoscopes. They're gonna find astrology.
Right. It's like that is it's one of the I believe that's Newton's fifth law.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So like not actively, no.
No, same, but I had to ask. I've known people that are like, I know people that make life decisions based on psychic advice, which it's very challenging for me not to speak up and be like, hey,
I'm worried about you.
I think this is maybe not a good idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were talking about who you're current. Anyway, the last 4 years.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
That was a crazy detour.
How did we get here?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So last 4 years, I like all of that genre that like I feel like got started in the early 2000s and has been like living strong. It missed me. I don't know why.
Well, I think the age thing is probably.
I think the age thing. I think by the time like my generation, my age people were teenagers. It was a very specific subsection of kids that were still listening to that music.
Yeah.
And I can pretty confidently say that I like didn't come into myself until after I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And so I was doing everything I could to avoid like being perceived as weird.
Sure.
Which meant like I guess policing what I listened to behind closed doors.
Right,
I don't know.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get into that. So recently, I can't say I have gone back and gotten into like the classics, like Fall Out Boy and stuff. But I've gotten really into Paramore.
Oh my god.
Love Paramore.
Haley, I think, is one of the best vocalists of all time.
Perhaps definitely of like this era century.
Yeah. She's on the Mount Rushmore, no question.
She's crazy. Yeah. She is the Mount Rushmore.
She is. It's just her with 4 different expressions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'll make that myself. She deserves it. I've been really into like I feel like there's this little community of like math rock bands that's coming up right now that I've been following for the past few years really closely. That unfortunately are leaning a little mainstream, or like my favorite band is this group called Pool Kids. Do you know them?
I don't.
They're fire. I would really check them out.
Well, fuck it. Let's listen to this.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay. Folks, this is Conscious Uncoupling by Pool Kids.
I'm probably never gonna clean this house again. I'm probably never gonna see your mom again. We'll probably never see eye to eye. I know exactly when you'll say goodbye. I never want to hear that tone of voice again.
Okay.
I never want to see that stupid look on your face again. I never want to feel like I am wasting your time. I think we're gonna get along just fine.
Oh, yeah. She kind of sounds like Haley a little bit.
Yeah, she does.
Honestly.
I hear that.
We let the weeds grow out. Within a year, they've taken over the side.
Yeah, they're very Paramore.
Yeah, I can hear that influence. Well, I know what I'm doing later today. I'm gonna go listen to some Pool Kids.
Yeah, and the first album is even harder. Like it's way more self-made sounding, which is like fun. It's a fun vibe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we got a good rec on the show. Clap it up for Nat.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe one day I'll make a compilation of all the good recommendations we've had on the show.
Do you get a lot? You must.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's. I'm trying to think. There's never been anything that's bad, like straight up bad that I was like, this is terrible. But like, most of them I've been like actively like, oh wow, this is pretty good. There's been like maybe one or two that I was like,
not
okay.
for me.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't like offensive to me, but I wouldn't go back and listen to it maybe.
That's fair.
And there was one person we killed because it was so bad.
Oh yeah, okay.
But
good to know.
Yeah.
That's on the table, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Good on you for choosing a good one.
Thank you.
No. But yeah, that was I check out Pool Kids. I'm gonna be doing the same.
They're awesome. They're really so cool.
Okay, so we got some math rock, we got some Paramore.
Mm-hmm.
Are you into the Genius verse, as it were, the boy?
Like the boys?
The boys.
I'm actually not. No,
Really?
I think
That's surprising for the kind of music you make.
Yes. Yeah. That's what a lot of people say. A lot of people compare me to Phoebe Bridgers, which I really appreciate because I think that she's super talented. The genre of music that I make as a solo artist does not really reflect the genre of music that I listen to.
Huh. And we also, I know you have another musical act.
I do, yeah.
That we're going to talk about, Dinner with Me, which is a cool band name.
Thank you.
I was going to ask about that, but we'll just talk about it now. So, because that's very interesting that you say. I don't know if I've ever. There have been artists that have articulated that I've watched interviews of that have articulated something similar, but I've never heard someone come out and say that.
Yeah.
Can you forgive the opening question. Can you elaborate
on
that a little bit? Yeah.
Definitely. I think that the genre of music that I like, my solo project is I've spoken a lot of metaphors or just like visuals.
Oh,
so
I know.
Bear with me.
Sure. We're going to talk about that too.
Yeah. Everybody who is my therapist or listens to my music like knows my relationship to metaphors. But if like my music is here in the middle of this Venn diagram,
okay,
and there are like a bunch of circles that have come together to make it, you would think logically that I just like listen to the genre of music that I make and that's how I make the genre of music that I make.
Yeah.
But I think actually it's like a million overlapping circles came together and somehow it created this thing that feels unique to me. And then I like woke up and I was like, oh, this actually already exists. And people love this genre of music and it's very popular. But like I have a degree in poetry. I like listened to a lot of like proper like folk music in high school and stuff, which is like different from what I make. And then I also love like the kind of like ambient vibe of like the Shins and stuff. And I've taught myself to play a bunch of instruments. And so all of those things came together to make this very like lyrically forward, like gentle, but still like stacked, like singer-songwriter stuff.
That's the thing, is that I do think it is unique in a way.
Thank you.
I mean, I do think Boy Genius is like a similar analog, probably like the record that they released, which is called The Record.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's literally called The Record.
Yeah, see, I'm so out of this.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Because like if, not to stereotype, but if someone, I think, looked at you and listened to your music, they'd be like, favorite artist, Phoebe Bridgers. Just, I'll bet $6 million
I know, and
on
you
it.
could. and many people have. But they'd be wrong. Yeah.
I'm
also gay. So like,
oh wow,
that adds into it even more.
That's nuts. I would bet my retirement that you have a tooth tattoo somewhere, which that's like the Boy Genius sign.
Oh, they've got. Oh,
yeah, they all have
tooth,
like a tooth on their wrists.
I do have a really terrible safety pin tattoo, which I feel like is akin to a tooth tattoo. But no, I don't. I have no Boy Genius references on my body as far as I know.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people just lost a lot of money because I opened a
oh, you did that in real time?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm over here running on stake.com.
Oh, good. Yeah.
No.
Sorry,
but that is legitimately surprising. But as I was getting back to what I was saying, it does make sense now that you say that, because it is typically that kind of music is very, I would stripped down, but your music is not, because when you really listen, it's actually pretty intricately produced.
Yeah.
And it's very hi-fi compared to, I think, a lot of, because I think a lot of people would just assume, oh, like these kind of songs are like, would be, just bedroom, like literally just recording an acoustic guitar. But like the layering is pretty insane.
Thank you. Yeah, that's, I care a lot about that. I care a lot about harmonies, vocally and also like instrumentally, and my producer is so talented. She's like insane. And so she, if I say like, oh, I want to get like some weird synth like really light in the background of this, she's gonna be like, okay, yeah, let's do that, and then put like 8 more on it and like make it so subtle that you don't even know you're hearing it.
Yeah.
But like fun fact actually that maybe you've consciously or subconsciously picked up on, there is a single synth note pedal that goes through all the songs except for Directed Evolution, which is the one like live recording that is just me and my guitar playing. That there's just one note for all of the songs that we like chose as a kind of a bass.
It's the same note?
No.
Right, but it's to the key of the song.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think I do. Is it sort of like not like a whirly, but like sort of like, I think I know what you're talking about.
I think you probably have heard it, and if now you play a song, you'll be like, oh, I can pick it out now. Yeah.
Yeah, because I bought some very fancy headphones recently. Odyssey, sponsor us. And I was listening to the record on that, and the detail you can hear is crazy. This is all just so I can get an Odyssey sponsorship.
I hope you do. Do it.
But wow. So yeah. Anyway, in conclusion, that is no Boy Genius influence whatsoever, which is pretty wild. I love Boy Genius.
Oh yeah.
Oh, massive.
Okay.
Massive fan. I have signed my former coworker. His wife is friends with Phoebe's mom.
Oh, wow.
And I gave him some stuff for her to sign, and she was very kind enough to, I have an autographed, a personalized poster and a copy of Punisher.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she wrote, because I think her thing is like she writes like kind of weird parasocial stuff. Like she wrote "You're My Only Friend" on the on the Punisher vinyl, which I was
Wait, that's
funny.
Super funny. I might have to steal that.
So shout out Phoebe if you ever hear this. That was very cool of you to sign some of my stuff. But anyway, so we talked about what you're listening to now. We're going to do a dive into some of your music.
Cool.
But first, how would you like to play a little game?
I would love to play a little game.
Beautiful. I've been trying to say it less creepily. Because people, when you hear, obviously, Saw, that's what people think of.
I was listening to one of the episodes last night, and I was like, I think it was Izzy T, was like, that's something you say when you're going to kill someone. And I was like, yeah, girl, it is.
Yeah, people are expecting, like, the door, like,
all the lights to shut off.
Just, like, one single red light over me.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe we should do that. That'd be, Dustin, write that down. We might do that one time.
That's cool. Bring me back when you get that set up going. This would be like a whole different thing.
Yeah. When we get that'll be the Halloween show. We'll bring back Nat for the Halloween show.
Nice.
Anyway, so we were messaging the other day about some band name etymologies, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
So these are band names of like very famous bands.
Okay.
Their original name was something very, very different.
Okay.
So I'm going to see if you can match them up.
Okay.
Maybe. I'll read off a name.
Okay.
And then I'll give you the options.
Okay.
And we'll see if you can get it right.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one we'll go with Carnage Mayhem. Okay. So the old band name was Carnage Mayhem.
Okay.
Okay. So was this Coldplay, Judas Priest, or Muse?
Okay, so funny because Muse and Coldplay are two of my favorite bands.
You
of
like
all
Coldplay?
Time. I love Coldplay.
Me too.
I love Coldplay.
Oh my God.
People judge us to death.
I would honestly, I'll go so far as to say we're the most persecuted minority.
I don't know if I'll go there with you. I'm not sure I will. But I'll say that like we're up there.
Yeah.
People don't respect us.
No, it's
I
insane.
respect us.
Oh, what's your favorite album?
That's a really hard question. The one that has, it's one of the real old ones that's like black and white.
Oh, is it Rush of Blood to the Head?
Yeah, Rush of Blood to the Head.
Oh, that's probably, well, I'd say Viva La Vida is my favorite. And then
Classic.
second is Rush of Blood to the Head.
Yeah. Anyway,
Carnage
Mayhem?
Back to the game. Yeah, Carnage Mayhem is the original name of this band. Is it either Muse, Coldplay, or Judas Priest?
I don't know Judas Priest as well. I'm going to say Muse because they think they're weird like that. Is that right?
That's your final answer.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yes!
Yeah, their original band was Carnage Mayhem.
That's insane.
Which is probably one of the worst band names I've ever heard.
You want to know a fun fact, though?
Sure.
Origin of Symmetry, which is one of my favorite albums of all time, came out the very day that I was born.
That's insane.
Yeah, and had they been named Carnage Mayhem, they would not have blown up, and I would not have ever heard it. So
That's
I'm glad
true.
that they didn't go with that.
Yeah, thank God they did not go with Carnage Mayhem.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Muse album?
Origin of Symmetry.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
see, I'm an Absolution guy.
Okay.
Absolution's awesome.
I mean, every song that they've made is really so good.
Well,
that's not true.
The recent,
recent stuff. I don't even
stuff,
think about the recent
yeah,
stuff.
it's horrendous.
It's really so bad.
Resistance was the last like really good album.
Yeah.
You don't like Resistance?
I don't know. I'm like so old Muse that I like don't even.
Wow.
I need to like listen to Resistance again.
Because that was the album that like really that was their like hit.
Yeah.
That was the one that really blew up because it had the song Uprising.
Right.
Yeah, which was all over the radio.
For sure.
Resistance is great. You should re-listen to it.
I'll get
it's
back
awesome.
into it.
Anyway, okay, so you got that one.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so you got one. You
I
got
got
1 point.
Okay.
Okay, so Carnage Mayhem was Muse's original name.
Insane.
Okay, we have Big Fat Noises.
Yeah.
Okay, was this Queen, 3 Days Grace, or Coldplay?
Big fat noises.
Yes.
Queen.
Is that your final answer?
I mean, yeah, it sounds like something Freddie Mercury would want to say all the time.
That is actually incorrect.
Damn.
It was our favorites.
No.
Coldplay.
They're bad at stuff.
They're bad at stuff. Yeah, they went by the name that most people know is Starfish, which is also a horrible name.
Yeah.
That was I think they actually released an EP as Starfish.
Wild.
But yeah, they originally were going to be Big Fat Noises.
Big fat noises.
Which is truly horrible.
Yeah. Chris.
Yeah,
what
Chris,
are you
what
doing?
are you doing, man? So the next one we have On a Friday.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
Yeah.
That sounds like it could be like a post-hardcore kind of band, like something like that. Okay, On a Friday. Was it Queen,
Them again.
Outkast, or Radiohead?
Radiohead also admittedly, that you're getting into all my like guilty pleasure favorite bands.
Oh, you're a Radiohead fan?
I love Radiohead.
I'm a legendary Radiohead hater.
Oh, are you?
Oh, I can't stand them.
Okay.
Well, okay, that's not true. OK Computer is awesome.
OK Computer
and Creep
is awesome.
Really good.
You can't say Creep is bad, even though you've heard it a million times.
Exactly.
It's a good song.
I hate all the Radiohead fans that are like, Creep is a horrible song.
Yeah,
like,
they're trying so hard.
Exactly. It's like, it's not. Let's be real.
To dislike the most popular song of like one of the most popular bands, I'm like, you can't try to be unique anymore.
Exactly.
But anyways.
Anywho.
The options are Outkast,
yes,
Queen, and Radiohead.
Correct.
And it's On a Friday.
On a Friday.
I think not Queen. I don't think Freddie. I think Tom went there. I think it's Radiohead.
What's your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yes.
They were originally going to be known as On a Friday.
Not so bad.
All right, and our last one. Smile. Was this Muse, Coldplay, Queen, or Outkast? Maybe 4 options on this one.
4 options. I think it was Outkast.
That's your final answer?
I think they were funny with it like that, yeah.
That is incorrect.
Damn.
That was actually Queen.
That was Queen?
Yes, Queen was going to be known as Smile.
Smile.
Yeah.
Okay. Bummer.
Hey, well, you got 3.
I got 3.
Unfortunately, you don't
That's
win the
okay.
gift card. But that's pretty good.
That's all
Let's
right.
clap it up.
Thank
Good job,
you guys.
Nat.
Thank you.
Anyway, so we talked about your influences. Now, I think it's time to do a deep dive into some of your music.
Please.
The first song I want to talk about, which is probably my favorite of the stuff on the EP. I want to see if you can guess again. I want to keep making you do trivia.
Okay. Well, you were playing Grandfather Clock earlier, and Hannah told me about the clarinet thing.
Oh yeah,
so
that's
I
right.
think it's that one.
I was going to get to that. Yeah, we both. Your first instrument was the clarinet, right?
Yeah.
That was also my first instrument.
Hey,
let's go.
Divorced parents and clarinet. Awesome.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the clarinet is it's a beautiful instrument.
It really is.
The sound is incredible.
Yeah.
It needs to be used more.
I agree.
Claro uses it. Are you a Claro fan?
Clarinet. I'm not.
Wow, you're really beating all the allegations. Yeah.
I know I am. I'm a Claro enjoyer. Like if you put Claro on, I'll be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll vibe with
I
this.
like Claro.
Yeah.
But I'm not like a Claro fan.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I like Claro.
Okay.
A lot. But,
awesome.
But she uses a lot of clarinet. There's clarinet in like her last couple records. There's some pretty prominent clarinet.
Cool.
Which is pretty cool.
Does she play it? Do you know?
I think she posted a reel one time of like learning to play it. So
cool.
I think so. Actually,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I really respect that.
So we are brethren with
Claro.
Yeah. Hey,
nice.
welcome to the family. No, Grandfather Clock is it's an amazing song.
Thank you.
Just sonically, lyrically, it's just absolutely incredible. So I'm going to play it in full.
In full.
And
wow.
then we're going to chat about it.
All right.
This is Grandfather Clock by Gnat. I hear the synth you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in there.
6-hour drive, American Pie. He knew what it was that I needed, but he's only been nice when I'm closing my eyes. Now how'd he expect me to see it? And I didn't realize thank you would make all the difference. Gratitude doesn't seem right for what felt like indifference.
That line is crazy.
Thank you.
But I've played better games, I've had better days. I don't want to see that look on his face. I guess I'd rather that than what I'm staring at, 'cause I'm tired of staring at space. Shouldn't he be here again, showing me off to his friends? Couldn't he be here for me? Isn't he supposedly supposed to be? He used to throw phone calls at the wall, just hoping that something would stick. And while he'd disagree, it seems fair to me that I eat from the hand that I bit, with the mouth on the face that it hid. He was willing to die to American Pie, just hoping I wouldn't get sick.
Okay, I gotta stop this. So this lyricism is so nuts, I don't even understand fully what it means.
That's okay.
So he was willing to die to American Pie, just hoping I wouldn't get sick.
Yeah. It's a really specific reference to something in my life.
Okay.
It's like not as profound as you might think.
Okay.
It's just I have really bad motion sickness.
Oh, wow.
But I have in my life been forced to go on a lot of long car rides just because sometimes you gotta be in the car for a while.
Yeah.
And someone in my life who is one of the subjects of this song realized that for some reason while I was listening to the song American Pie, I was able to sleep and not throw up. And so we listened to American Pie like 18 times.
Wow. Your brain's got to be studied, I got to say.
It's autism.
Oh. Well, this is the last episode of the test press. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're good.
Okay.
It should be studied for my benefit.
Wow. So if you listen to, but it has to be American Pie.
No, it has to be a song that I can get really into. And I was a little kid when this was happening. And so,
I see.
Like it was like my family was actively discovering my music taste, like in real time every day, just depending on like what came on. And so, like similar to the Steely Dan situation, they were like, wait a second, she's really good at reading, but only when Pretzel Logic is playing.
Okay.
So I don't know. I just like now the only surefire way to keep me from getting motion sick is just to put my headphones in and like listen to like a really reliable playlist.
Yeah, there's got to be like genuinely there's got to be like some kind of neurological thing there. Like
for sure.
Like in terms of like that could have broader applications for Yeah.
It could.
That's really if you're a neurologist listening to this podcast,
please help
do it.
Me.
Fun to study. Yeah, that's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
Cuz it's got to like the areas of the brain are like right next to each other or something.
Yes. I think that it must be something like that. It's like when you get motion sickness, they tell you to focus on the horizon, to like block out the noise essentially, because it's the like act of the world going by that like makes your brain so confused that you get sick.
Yeah.
And so I think that really what they're telling you to do when you do that is just to focus. And I think if you can focus on something non-visual like music, like I can really create a whole world in my head when I'm listening to a song that I like. And so even if my eyes are open, like I'm in there and I'm not paying attention to what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And I think that's all it is.
Yeah, it's just focus related.
Yeah.
That your brain is occupied, so it's not
it's not scared of the fact that we were never supposed to move that fast.
That's a great explainer. But yeah, I was like this line goes crazy, but like I'm not sure what it means.
It's just like I was a nauseous child.
Well, there we go. Wouldn't have quite the musical ring to it.
No, it doesn't. I wish
I was a nauseous child.
I was a nauseous child, and I'm autistic. That's like really.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, let's finish the song.
Now a fresh 21, his words like a gun. He's shoving me under the bridge with all of his water and shit. Shouldn't he be here again, showing me off to his friends? Couldn't he be here for me? Isn't he supposedly supposed to be? How long do you think I'll save you a seat?
Back to this later.
Yeah.
And I'm singing in the living room, and the edge of the rug is still blue, and the stage is the floor, and my name's on the door, and I'm ready for my big debut. If the grandfather clock matched the time on your watch, then you should be getting here soon. But the show's gonna start and you're breaking my heart, 'cause you're not in the seat that I saved for you. So it all must go on, as much as it's wrong when a crowd made of one should be two. Shouldn't he be here again, showing me off to his friends? Couldn't he be here for me? isn't he supposedly supposed to be? Supposed to be.
Wow. That literally gives me chills when I listen to that.
Thank you.
That is fucking wild. Yeah, oh my God. That part at the end, so as you said, you love your metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
That part at the end, the last section, that I assume this is about a relationship.
It's about a couple things.
Okay, so there's some different themes in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that last part, like the I interpret it as, and you can tell me if this is wrong or correct it or whatever, but that last part, the metaphor of like a relationship being like a performance sort of, and like someone not showing up, that part is just, it's awesome.
Thank you.
I love that. So yeah, what, like, I guess, what are you likening the performance metaphor to?
This is a really interesting, it's kind of wild to me that like this is the song that you picked out of the batch, because like for sure it's the most vulnerable out of all the ones on the EP.
Oh wow.
Because it has like so many layers that I keep discovering even after the fact, which is crazy because like it might be some of my most intentional lyric writing that I have. So like the fact that then like you can say something, I'm like, oh my God, that is what the song's about, huh? But essentially I wrote this song during a time in my life when two very important men were both letting me down. One of those men being my boyfriend at the time, and the other one being my father. Which is like, it's a little weird to like mix those two roles in your life into like one person, but I think I was also doing a lot of reflecting on like the relationship between my mom and dad too, and like how that affected me like symptomatically as a kid. So I wrote this song after, as I wrote a lot of the songs on It Better Be Perfect, after like a really tough moment with my partner at the time, when it just felt like he had this like resentment towards my like love of music and my individuality, for lack of a better word, which I won't get too much into because, you know, he's still out there somewhere. But
let's say his name. No, I'm kidding.
He knows who he is.
You know who you are.
He's definitely not ever going to listen to this.
Yeah, well,
I think he avoids me at all costs. As probably you should. Like, you're getting this shit written about you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because I do feel like, you know, I mean, obviously I do get that it's kind of weird to sort of compare those two, but like, you know, the fact that, you know, these are two men who, you know, he should, like, shouldn't he be here
Shouldn't
again?
he be
right,
here?
like they, you know, it's like, you know, the song it's very metaphorical, but it's also direct in a way. It's like he should be here, and he's not.
Yeah.
And, you know, using that metaphor of the performance of like, you know, I saved you a seat. Like you know, I want you to be there for me and to, you know, be this important figure, but you're not showing up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely what it is. It's like, and it's weird too because my ex hated my relationship to music. I think that he really resented the fact that like it was my first love and that like I was always going to be more passionate about that than anything else.
Yeah.
And he also, like, we ran into a lot of issues with jealousy, and he like didn't like me being the center of attention, which is the case with men sometimes. Actually, probably everyone. I don't know.
But I there definitely is something too, and I've, you know, I'm friends with a lot of female musicians, and that is a common theme that I've heard is that, you know, if you're someone who's very talented and driven by art,
Yeah.
that men who are and it is a human thing, but I do think there is something to. I've heard this story too many times for there not to be something a little
to
specific.
the gender dynamic.
That like men who are insecure will like you said resent that creativity and that artistic drive, because like you said, it's almost like, oh, like I should be the only thing you care about.
Yeah.
And just a lot of just classic jealousy, like, oh, this is someone who's really talented.
Yeah.
I'm a bum.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And everybody in this room is like looking at my girlfriend.
Exactly.
They shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Like
it's very men definitely have some like weird, like possessive kind of stuff that, society I think just passes down.
For sure. Yeah. I don't blame him for the fact that he ended up like that.
Yeah, I mean, and you were obviously like I assume he was also very young.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that's something he grows out of. I mean, yeah, I definitely had like, like shitty behaviors as a young man. I was like jacking cars and no, I'm kidding. I was carjacking people. I was
going to jail.
I was going to prison.
I was hurting people.
No, but it's like, yeah, you have a lot of, behaviors that you realize later that are like, oh, this is like, why am I jealous of my partner for, doing her thing and being successful? And, I mean, hopefully he grows out of that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everybody else's sake. For his sake, too. I think it was really painful for him. But anyways.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
The song is interesting because there's the performance story happening, and, he had such a contentious relationship with my music career, whereas my dad is really supportive of my relationship to music and always has been, like, has bought me a lot of my first instruments, bought me my bass when I started playing the bass. He was like, that's so cool, girl bassist. This is your Christmas present.
Hell yeah.
He's really supportive. He's really into it. He loves music.
We love that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he gave me my music taste pretty much. And I am really grateful for that. Really grateful for that. Our relationship is still really complicated though, despite the fact that he like loves and really like cherishes that part of me. And thus we went through a period of time when we weren't talking to each other. And I had this show coming up in my hometown in Seattle where I don't play that often because I've lived down here in this area generally for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to be there because we weren't talking to each other. And that was really hard because like he loves showing up for my performances, but he didn't know it was happening because we weren't talking. And it would have been crazy if he'd shown up because like, you'd
be like, how the fuck did
you find out about how did you find out about this? And also like, what are we supposed to squash our beef like right now at my show? I don't know how to deal with this.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm probably some of the calculus I assume was also like, well, is this just going to put more pressure on them if I, show up to this? And
had he known about it, I'm sure that he was being considerate by not coming. But alas, he was not going to be there. And that made me really sad because like if we've been able to come back together over one thing over the course of our tumultuous relationship, it's always been music.
Yeah.
And it was really hard when we've since like done a lot of work together, but like it was really tough when that our relationship was bad enough that it was getting in the way of being able to bond over it like that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on with this performance image of like there's literally shouldn't he be here?
Yeah.
And also like figuratively shouldn't he be here like for me in general, and why isn't he? And then also with my partner, it's like you need to be here mentally, like you need to like enjoy being here, you need to be like literally showing up for me, literally and figuratively, like you need to want to. Why don't you want to? And I was so angry about that. So this has like that section especially has this very like nostalgic and childlike pain like sewn into kind of a bit of rage a little bit, and like putting those two things together was a wild experience emotionally.
But... I mean, this is like, and I keep remembering that like you're 23 years old, I'm like, yeah, you've lived many lives, many lifetimes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean this is just such a beautiful and as I said earlier in the show, you can really you can really feel your hurt in this song.
Thank you. That's a big compliment.
Yeah,
for the type of music that I write.
Yeah, I mean, just in the vocal delivery, the instrumentation, because you perform everything yourself, correct?
Yeah, it's all me.
That's nuts. You honestly man, you're crazy talented. I gotta just say, I'm not. Yeah, this is nuts. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful song, "Grandfather Clock," by Nat, G-N-A-T.
Yeah, like the bug.
Like the bug. It's funny, there actually is a gnat flying around in here.
It's me.
I was going to make a stupid joke like, oh, there's 2 gnats in here.
No, that would be a clever joke.
Oh, okay. Let's run it again. Yeah. Hey, there's a gnat. There's 2 gnats in here.
Oh my God. Brylan.
No. Jesus Christ. I'm just going to scrap this whole episode. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm joking. Anyway, yeah, this is a beautiful song, but yeah, we do unfortunately have to move on. Yeah. We could literally do like a 6-hour podcast.
Clock right there.
And we will. No. The second song I want to talk about is Phil.
Yeah.
Which once again, you love your metaphors.
Yeah.
And this whole song essentially is a metaphor.
Yep.
Which we will just this one's very long, so we're not going to play all of it, but we are going to listen to Phil by Nat and then discuss it. Nice syncopated rhythm there.
To be fair, well, we can talk about this later.
Okay.
Muscle memory demands I feel your absence, at least until I fill my hands. The fork and knife all my life I took for granted. Now my meal's got other plans. I've been sick, babe, I've been losing my mind. I threw up in his mouth last night, and I've been choking on.
I didn't really.
Oh, you didn't really? Okay. I was going to ask that, actually. I was like, damn.
But I could eat my body weight in you again. The stomach aches and dinner plates and the aftertaste of the bitter end. My stomach screams it's empty will, and I can feel it still. But I know I've had my fill, I've had my fill, I've had my fill.
So that was a snippet of Phil by Nat. Once again, the lyricism is just nuts. So obviously this, at least I assume this song is also about a relationship, and just using the metaphor of intense hunger as a metaphor for like this, emotional starving in a relationship.
Exactly.
So now, was this the same relationship as Gran? Okay.
It was.
Wow.
Yeah. It's funny, this story really tells, or this EP really tells a story of like my relationships generally, because there is this like one key partner that's like alluded to a bunch of times, and then like as it goes on, you get a she.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, we're switching it up.
Yeah, we do switch it up. I did personally switch it up. But yeah, it's just 2 people. It's just that like, so everybody who's referred to in terms of like my relationships, it's like this guy that I was with and then this girl that I'm currently with. And you get, I mean, it's kind of a like a bisexual hero's journey you know. Anyways,
wow.
Yes, same guy.
That's got to be the press headline.
A bisexual hero's journey.
Bisexual hero's journey.
Yeah.
That's the Pitchfork tagline right there.
Oh, good.
Anyway, yeah, just like, you know, once again, the writing on this is just, you know, I could eat my body weight in you again is just, I think I literally out loud was like, woo!
Yeah,
when I was listening to that. Yeah, I mean, that's just like, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this song seems a little bit more straightforward in terms of likening, you know, hunger pains to emotional pain of being in an unfulfilled relationship.
Yeah.
What do you remember, like, when this could just be a question about your writing in general, you know, do you sort of come up with this concept and then, you know, say, okay, like I have this idea for a metaphor of hunger, emotional pain. How do I arrive at that? Or do the words just kind of start coming out and then you kind of realize, oh, this is what my brain is doing?
Good question. I would say it's more the latter. But I don't know, with this song, it's interesting because I actually wrote this. He and I broke up for a summer. Because I was in college at the time, and I went back to Seattle, and he came with me for a little bit, and then we were like, this isn't working. Yeah. And so we broke up, not intending to get back together. We did get back together when I went back to school. And so the song is sort of like a processing of like those feelings of wanting to get back together, the like wanting to call him, like hear his voice, the sort of like there's this tangible thing that has just been like removed from my life, and it feels like a need, like food and water now. Yeah. Like this person's gone, and I don't, like, how am I supposed to live with that?
Right.
But so I was dealing with like just his physical absence in a really intense way, and I went, if a summer is a 3-month period, I went about a month and a half without like touching my guitar about it.
Wow.
Because it was like too big and heavy, and I would try to write something for maybe like a minute, and then I'd be like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And that meant that it would like the need to write about it would creep up in like all these weird little moments when I wasn't expecting it to. And one of those was when I was driving. I felt my hand like go to the passenger seat and then be like, oh
yeah,
there's nobody there. And that's where I came up with this idea of like my muscle memory is the thing that's mourning the most. But I didn't put like lines to that or anything. I just like was like, when I write a song, eventually it will be dealing in this absence thing.
Right.
And I messed around with the car idea for a second, and then I was like, no, this isn't gonna like take me far enough. So when the inciting moment of this song happened, which involved trying to fill my ex's space with another person and realizing that it didn't work that way.
Yeah.
I sat down and the whole song just happened.
Wow.
Like it
just came
spilled
out
out of me. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so the metaphor is even more perfect because you are discussing the physical absence of this person. Like it's not even like, I'm obviously emotional as well, but it's literally about like just like, you know, the physical absence of food. Like this person is not
stomach. Yeah.
Yes, like I can't touch them, they're not here.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I always feel like kind of an idiot on this show because it's like I'm in such awe of like, you know, I'm a musician as well, and just like, yeah, I'm just amazed at like the talent that, you know, exists in other people, and just like, yeah, it's interesting to me also because I write very conceptually. It's been very crazy to me that like, you know, like I would be afraid to put this song out. In a way, you know what I mean? Because it's like, this is so vulnerable, and it's like, you know, and as I've said many times, you can really feel, well, does a part of you, like, does it feel violating in a way to have this stuff out here?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I was scared to put it out, and I remain scared when people listen to it. Yeah, I spent a lot of time like dragging my feet on releasing this project because I was like, it's gonna suck if I drop this. And people are like, drama queen, shut up.
Yeah, shut up, man.
Yeah, like nobody cares about your feelings like that. So it's been nice to have people be like, whoa, like I do care about your feelings like that, but not just because like feelings are important, but because like you wrote it well.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was going for. But yeah, it feels like a little bit like people are, especially because music is so therapeutic for me, as I'm sure you understand completely.
Of course. Yeah.
It kind of feels like somebody is like sitting in on my therapy sessions every time they listen to this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's the path I've chosen for myself.
That's the thing you have to just get comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people are going to be, you know, they're going to be privy to my innermost thoughts and feelings. And, you know, and I assume you hope to do that for a living if you're not already.
I do, yeah.
And it's like, that's how you pay your rent, is people sitting in on your therapy sessions.
Yep. Awesome. That's
right,
so
yeah.
cool.
We love it.
Yeah.
But anyway, both these songs are so tremendously written. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's almost, words almost escape me to, you know, inquire and describe like how cool I think this project is. The EP is called "It Better Be Perfect" by Nat, Gnat. There's two Nats in here. No, I'm not going to do that again. Tremendous. The whole project is tremendous. So please go listen to the whole thing. Link will be in the description, of course. Phenomenal, especially if you like, you know, this sort of new folk kind of stuff. You're going to love this. And even if you don't, if you just appreciate good songwriting, you're going to love this record. Before we get out of here, though, you have another project.
I do. Yeah. But I know I've taken up a bunch of your time. I'm such a yap.
No. I've enjoyed every minute of this. Yeah, we can quickly touch on this other project. So it's called Dinner with Me.
Mm-hmm.
It is this band is from Seattle? From your Seattle days. It's
college,
okay.
Claremont. I went to school in Claremont.
Okay.
If you know it. Yeah, out. It's the easternmost city of LA County. So,
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Right in the IE.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to school out there, and this was like my college band, but we still have this album that we've been working on for a long time.
Oh, awesome. And we have a little bit of a sneak preview, actually. So we are going to listen to, this song is called Maximum Love, and this is a Test Press exclusive.
Yeah.
Maximum Love from the upcoming album. Does the album have a name yet?
It's called Right, Wrong, Roundabout.
Right, Wrong, Roundabout.
Mm-hmm.
This is from the upcoming album, Right, Wrong, Roundabout by Dinner with Me. Maximum Love is the song. Let's take a quick listen here.
I still wake up every morning in the same goddamn mood. I still go about my day and try and guess the things you'll do. And as stupid as it sounds, I miss having you around. If for nothing than to dry out all the blue. Now my favorite color's going head first underwater, and it's all because of what you couldn't do. But you don't have to kick her out now, 'cause I'll never share another bed with. Goddamn
That was a sneak peek of Maximum Love by Dinner With Me. So yeah, this is quite different from your solo work.
Very.
And this seems closer to the music that you listen to for fun.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you choose this band as the outlet for those kind of for creating that kind of music versus your solo work?
Yeah. Good question. I feel like I just think that like having other people be a part of the creative process is a lot more conducive to like having a band. You know, like if you're like going for a band sound, I like having the band be a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to really figure out like how to loop other instrumentalists in to like make that sound unless we're making it together, if that makes sense. Like I don't know how to like brief a session guitarist on like how to like channel the specific rage of my breakup, you know?
Yeah.
And so
you could just Jack White it and play everything yourself.
Well, yeah, I could, except that I'm not. Well, what's funny is that like I wrote like we collaboratively write most of the stuff on in this project, but we do a lot of like writing things ourselves and then bringing them to the group in like various levels of completion. And this song was actually like totally done. I had written the bass part and the guitar part and the vocal part when I brought it to the band. So the only thing that like needed to be done really was the drums. I can't play the drums for literally shit for anything. You put sticks in my hand and I'll just like break them in half. I don't know what's wrong with me. I play the bass, like that's me playing the bass in the record. But I just can't quite like nail it like that in terms of like really, I don't know. I think that like my emotional expression as an individual is like kind of limited to just being sad. And then you bring my buddy Christian in, who's like my creative partner, like really hardcore in that project, and our drummer Jeremy also is fantastic. It's just the three of us, but he's like floating around doing a lot of stuff, and so he pops in and he's just like a crazy drummer guy, and he's awesome. But Christian and I have been working together for a long time, and if I like bring something like this that's just like me on my electric to Christian, he'll be like, okay, so this is where we're gonna like bring the crash in and just like go weird with it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'd never thought of that myself. And so even though that's the music that I like to listen to, like
it just doesn't, you don't have that instinct, I guess, or that he brings. Yeah.
Totally.
Huh. That's interesting. I mean it's a cool song, and it's like sonically it's much more DIY. And do you guys record this yourselves, or?
We do, in our friend's living room. It's really like it's very
super
different.
Like bare bones. Whereas like your Nat stuff is more, like that's polished, I guess you would say.
Yeah. And that is kind of just an issue of resources, really. Like my producer that records, she does everything on the Nat stuff herself. She's the engineer and like mixes, masters all of it on her own.
She's the real deal, man.
She's awesome.
If she's doing all that herself,
She also writes better music than I. Like she is, I don't need to say it like that necessarily, but like she is such a music whiz. Like it's amazing.
What's her name?
Her name is Sam Stallings. She her project is Murphy period. But they don't have anything out yet. But I just flew up to the Bay to play bass on one of her songs.
Cool.
She's so good. I will hit you up when that stuff comes out.
Please do. I would love to listen to it. Yeah.
But she does all the work that she does for me for free, just because she likes it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So she's a great person, and she's really talented.
Yeah, she's like my guardian angel.
I'm a piece of shit.
No. But like she's not gonna do that for Dinner With Me. She's not gonna do that for like everything.
Well, yeah.
So this is the sound quality that I'm able to achieve given my minimum wage job that I work.
Nat, good Nat. I could literally sit here all day. This has been so much fun, awesome. But time is linear, so we do have to get out of here, unfortunately.
I wish it weren't.
Do you have any upcoming performances or anything you want to plug?
I had to delay some stuff because I got COVID So, and you very generously invited me to do a live performance on here, and if I tried to sing it, I would just be coughing. So I'm not singing live for a minute.
Okay.
I don't have anything to plug currently. It's just this Dinner With Me album that's coming out next month. But I mean, follow me on Instagram.
Yeah. Obviously, we're going to put their Instagram handle on the screen right now, and then also all of their links will be in the description. Nat, this was such a pleasure to sit down and have this conversation with you. I feel like we both need to bill each other for some therapy.
Yeah.
This was we got pretty deep.
We did. Thanks for going there. Thank you.
Nat, this was so much fun. Thank you for being on the Test Press.
Thanks for having me.
All right, folks. We'll see you next time.
Awesome.
That was awesome.